Good morning. It's Saturday, October 10. October 10, yes. Saturday, October 10, 2020. Still in kind of quarantine and all that kind of stuff. Today I'm not working. They didn't schedule me for work. Maybe I'll do some Uber Eats. I don't know. But I've been watching season 2 since last night of Cobra Kai. I watched season 1. I used to watch I've seen the Karate Kid movies back in the day. I love them because I can't relate so much to the character of Daniel LaRusso because I used to be bothered when I was in high school. I mean, even though I went to a Christian evangelical high school, it still didn't save me from being bullied. There were some kids that will harass me. Some of them will use their finger and hit my ears when I wasn't looking, and they will stay behind and they will pretend that they were not doing anything to me. Um, some will take things away from me and hide them, and uh, and one of them will spit in my face all the time, and every time he passed me by, and then they will try to flip it that I was just being the one angry. Um, so I was able to convince my dad to get me into Taekwondo, and I went up to green belt in Taekwondo. Um, and At that time also I was like getting close to being 13, and I discovered martial arts films on TV, so I became um, a big fan, and to this day I'm still a big fan of martial arts films. But there's also one other thing besides Taekwondo. Back in 2005, when I was already living in New York, um, I got involved with RPI players. Um, I did like theater. That was my first show. Man of La Mancha. I did get involved with RPI player in that first show in 2005. And I met Ron Glasser, who practiced Jeet Do, and also he offered classes in boken, which is how I got this boken because I bought it back then to take classes under him, and also bow staff. And the way that he taught was like practical. Like there was this exercise I would do called back and forth. One person attack, the other person defend, the other person then attack, and the other person defend. And we'll continue doing that back and forth until we had a mishap or something happen, and then we'll start again. Um, so I learned how to weld uh, boken, and I love it because it helped me when I started taking stage combat classes in New York City, which was around that time in 2005. And uh, and of course, like one of my favorite disciplines in the Society of American Fight Directors was a quarterstaff, and it happens that the bow staff, which I don't have one in here, it's probably my storage unit, but the bow staff was one of my favorite weapons to practice with Ron Glasser back in 2005 up to I would say 2007. I'll go and practice, and I always like I said, I'm from martial art movies and all that kind of stuff. So getting to learn how to use a bow staff practical, that was a lot of fun, and it helped me a lot with the class of quarters. I was the Society of American Fight Directors, where, and I took the quarterstaff class back in 2000. Yeah, almost 10 years ago, 2010. I took the certification early 2010, and and I got the certification in 2010, and that was a lot of fun too. And but because of the martial art, that's what helped me get there. But I always like martial arts, and I sometimes even like in wrestling when I wrestle, I tend to incorporate some of those moves. I sometimes kick, sometimes I don't, but sometimes I kick. I do basic kicks. I don't do anything like too crazy, but yeah. Um, but back in when I was younger, my younger days, I'm talking like early 2000s. Sometimes I wish I could use a little bit of like. I was a big fan of Jackie Chan, so drunken style in a wrestling ring. But I never. I tried, but it didn't work out very well. But um, I try it. Um, but yeah, but all that is what got me interested in wrestling, and I think it helped me a little bit. Um, but you learn to separate what is actual martial art versus like working in the wrestling ring, which is very different. Same with stage combat. Just because it's move working martial arts, there are some difference in stage combat just to keep your opponent safe. And you have to learn both. Um, so um, so yeah, so those are the things. But yeah, I still like martial arts, and I've been watching Cobra Kai. And honestly, like I love the series. Brings so many interesting memories. It's so interesting to see that series, and to see the kids learning. It's just brought me some interest again into martial arts, and makes me want to wish that I could join a martial arts school, karate, or to get back into it. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of strong and financial, and that takes commitment of money to get there. But who knows? But it hasn't stopped me from getting here and practicing like my punches, my blocks, my kicks, and then of course I got um my little uh sword in here to practice some of the movement with my boken, and I also have esgrima stick. So, uh, which is similar to the movement is similar to a sword, except you have one hand. So I'm practicing a little bit with that, but yeah, Cobra Kai is making me want to get practice again. And then again, because wrestling is kind of on a hiatus, at least in New York, and I hope that it gets back eventually. So I've been just, practicing, keeping myself active, practicing movement pretty much, and we'll see what happens. Like I hope I can get to, maybe I'll get back into martial arts. Who knows?